So the next one we're going to go into is school age. So this is between the ages of 5 years old and 12 years old. This becomes more apparent when they enter school, because now it's not only just you, their teachers are probably going to pick up on it. They're going to see what they're doing and compare them to other children. Yes, they do that in school, they do. So they're going to check, for instance, their reading. Are they reading below the expected level for their age? So if they're doing that, that is one of the signs. It's a big concern for them. They find it difficult to understand whatever they hear from their teacher. That's another sign. The teacher is telling them, oh, do this, do that. It's difficult for them to put it together, to connect the dots. What are they saying? And they're finding it so difficult to find the right words to answer what their teacher is saying to them. Another one would be they avoid reading. So anytime they're asked to read, they run away from it. It's not because they want to, but because they don't want to make a fool of themselves and they feel like they're struggling. But you know what? Some teachers, if they don't know these things, they feel like, oh, you're being rebellious. You're not listening to me. You're not doing this, especially in Africa. You need to do this. You need to do. And that child is seriously struggling to read. Do you know how much pressure that is for them? And especially if they're doing it in front of the whole class. The other peers, they're probably going to be like, oh, laughing at them and whatnot. If your child has dyslexia, be mindful. Let the teachers know. So I'm going to continue. They find it difficult to spell, find it difficult, to remember the sequence of things. They find it difficult to see similarities and differences between letters and words. So to them, it's the same thing. So we're going to talk about the symptoms for teenagers and adults. So we have difficulty reading, or they're slow readers or slow writers. They're not doing it deliberately. It's just so difficult for them. They avoid reading activities. So you say, oh, who wants to read for us? Who wants to do this for us? And you see them, they're like, please don't call me, please don't. It's because it's difficult for them. That's why it's so difficult. So they have trouble understanding jokes or idioms. So for instance, if you say, oh, it's a piece of cake, they're like, a piece of cake? A piece of cake, we all know it means easy. But for somebody that has dyslexia, that may be difficult for them to understand. I'm not saying everybody, but it may be difficult for some of them to understand it. Now, they have difficulty memorizing. I remember back then, in Africa, whereby you're saying, oh, we're going to memorize some Bible scriptures today. And you see some people, they're already running away or they're already crying. Some they try everything in their power, and then you give it to them, you learn this. You give them the easiest verses to learn, and they get to the stage and sometimes they have stage fright, and some people, they just can't remember it. They're not trying to be funny, but they just can't remember it. Now, sometimes some people also mispronounce words or names. They also have difficulty summarizing a story. They have trouble learning foreign language. So, ta-da! That is it for today. Thank you so much for coming. Have a nice day. Bye.